China's launch of a new aircraft carrier, its third and second built entirely in the country, reflects Beijing's ambitions to become a military power with global standing and reach. It also suggests that China is willing to compete with the U.S. on what has long been Washington's strongest territory. The United States' military dominance, particularly in Asia, is based on maritime power, which is based on its carrier fleet. China is now issuing a direct challenge. Whatever you can do, we can do bigger and better. The aircraft carrier, known as FUJIAN, was launched in a brief ceremony at Shanghai's Jiangnan shipyard, according to official media from the eastern metropolis. According to the state-run Xinhua news agency, the FUJIAN is China's first domestically designed and built catapult aircraft carrier. The ship's launch was delayed by 2 months due to Shanghai's COVID lockdown. It was supposed to be launched on April 23rd around the People's Liberation Army, or PLAN's, 73rd anniversary. China State Shipbuilding Corporation Limited's third aircraft carrier has a displacement of more than 80,000 tons and is outfitted with electromagnetic catapults and arresting devices. FUJIAN is the name of China's easternmost coastal province. The LIAONING, China's first aircraft carrier, was a refit of a Soviet-era ship commissioned in 2012, followed by the indigenously built second aircraft carrier Shandong in 2019. Liaoning and Shandong are the names of two Chinese provinces. According to official media, China intends to have 5 aircraft carriers. The next aircraft carrier that China plans to build will most likely be nuclear-powered. According to the Daily Report, the ship FUJIAN was launched in a brief but festive ceremony. After officials cut the ribbon to mark the launch of the third aircraft carrier, the vessel left the dock, bringing the ceremony to a close. According to the report, the FUJIAN is the first fully domestically developed and constructed aircraft carrier with catapults, with a flat, straight flight deck outfitted with electromagnetic catapults and arresting devices, and a full displacement of more than 80,000 tons. Following the launch, the carrier will begin mooring and sea trials. The ceremony was attended by QILIANG, a member of the ruling Communist Party of China's Central Committee's Political Bureau and vice chairman of the Central Military Commission. According to state broadcaster CCTV, it is China's most advanced aircraft carrier. China's naval buildup coincides with rising geopolitical tensions with the United States, which, under President Joe Biden, is attempting to strengthen ties with allies and partners in the Asia-Pacific region in order to counter Beijing's growing economic and military influence. FUJIAN in the southeast is the province closest to Taiwan, a self-governing province that China says must be reunified with the mainland, even if it means using force. Last week, China's defense minister, General Fenghe, accused the U.S. of supporting the island's independence, claiming that the U.S. was violating its promise on Taiwan and interfering in Chinese affairs. According to reports, Wei told U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin that China would resolutely crush any attempt at Taiwan independence. Meanwhile, the Type 003 warship, hull number 18, was reported to be the first carrier in China's fleet to use an electromagnetic catapult to launch planes from the deck, which is faster than the older steam catapult system. Political slogans written in large white Chinese characters against a red background were apparently attached to deck shelters to protect the catapults, according to the Hong Kong-based South China Morning Post. A banner read, "Deliver combat power fighting to fully build a world-class Navy." The Electromagnetic Aircraft Launch System, EMALS, is a more advanced catapult system that uses less energy and requires less maintenance. According to the Washington Post, it is also used on the U.S. Navy's Gerald R. Ford-class carriers. The FUJIAN has a flat-top flight deck, unlike China's other 2 aircraft carriers, which have ski-jump takeoff ramps. The testing of the carrier's mooring and navigation systems will be the first priority following the launch on Friday, according to state-run CCTV. According to recent reports, the aircraft carrier's rapid deployment is causing technical issues and repairs that are delaying their operational readiness. The LIAONING, China's first aircraft carrier, is currently the only Chinese aircraft carrier with initial operational capacity or a basic level of combat readiness. Chinese President Xi Jinping, which also leads the ruling Communist Party of China, has implemented extensive military reforms, including downsizing the army and expanding the role of the Navy and Air Force as Beijing seeks global expansion with military bases in Djibouti in the Horn of Africa. China has also taken over the RAMBANTOTA port in Sri Lanka for a 99-year lease, as well as expanded and modernized Pakistan's GWADAR port in the Arabian Sea. China is embroiled in bitter territorial disputes in both the South and East China Seas. Many of the islands and reefs under Beijing's control have been fortified and militarized. China claims nearly the entire South China Sea. Counterclaims have been made over the area by Vietnam, the Philippines, Malaysia, Brunei, and Taiwan. With 11 nuclear-powered aircraft carriers, the United States Navy leads the world. It also has 9 amphibious assault ships capable of transporting helicopters and vertical takeoff fighter jets. American allies such as the United Kingdom and France also have carriers, and Japan has 4 helicopter destroyers, which are technically not aircraft carriers but do transport aircraft. 2 are being converted to support fighters that take off and land vertically. China does not currently have the aircraft needed to fully realize the potential of the new carrier. Big targets, sharp eyes. The arrival of China's latest aircraft carrier is unwelcome news for U.S. defense officials who are also dealing with the widespread use of satellite imagery and artificial intelligence, which makes it more difficult for large warships to maintain the advantage of surprise. Despite scrambling and background noise, AI could enable satellites to quickly identify warship electronic signatures from space. In a recent interview with military magazine Task and Purpose, Timothy Heath, a senior international defense researcher at the RAND Corporation, predicted that new technology will make it increasingly difficult for major combatant ships like a carrier to hide. Indeed, it is almost certain that the carrier's days on the modern battlefield are numbered. This carrier will undoubtedly have an impact on the plan's maritime capabilities, but it will have little impact on U.S. warfighting capabilities in the Western Pacific, says Mark Montgomery, senior fellow at the Foundation for Defense of Democracies, in an interview with Military Time. Carrier market coming soon. With tight controls over military technology transfer and few allied aircraft markets for U.S. allies, China's successful entry into aircraft manufacturing will be a game-changer. Carrier-compatible aircraft, advanced power management, and electromagnetic launch systems are all technologies with steep learning curves and prohibitive R&D costs. The United States' bid to transfer aircraft carrier technology to France came to a halt in September 2021 due to tensions over the AUKUS defense agreement between the United States, the United Kingdom, and Australia. The agreement resulted in the cancellation of Australia's $65 billion deal to purchase 12 French submarines. For aspiring navies, aircraft carrier competition among major state actors may result in the rise of new carrier technology markets, propelling carrier proliferation to historic levels 98 years after the first U.S. carrier was commissioned. While aircraft carriers are not at risk of becoming obsolete for the time being, carriers are likely to face renewed carrier-on-carrier competition as traditional monopolies on advanced naval technology fade. That's all for today, guys. If you liked the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Also, give us a thumbs up and press the bell icon for any new updates. See you in the next one.